Good evening, and welcome to TV3 News Journal. I'm Carla Beard. In 1984, Longwood Covered Bridge was moved from its original location over Williams Creek to its current spot in Roberts Park. It was 100 years old. We spoke with Park Superintendent Catherine Good and Project Manager Michael Wengler about plans for the upcoming restoration.
As a lot of people in town know, the bridge was moved here to Roberts Park back in 1984. It was a huge community undertaking. There's tons of history attached to this bridge. The more that we've talked about it, the more stories we've heard, people's memories, and it's one of those unique historical items that we really want to save. When I started here at the park, you can obviously tell by looking at the bridge something's going on. So I had several contractors come out and look. You're going to meet Mike Wengler here in a couple minutes, and he's going to tell you more. But what I found out was the bridge is falling, and there was an urgency to get it fixed. They had told me it was possibly as little as 2 years we could lose our bridge.
Somebody in the last decade, the superintendent here at the park, added these steel framing posts and I-beams in here because the bridge was having some issues with deterioration, a little bit of sagginess to it, and what they did is he saw that and they added these to try to help support the bridge at that time, not knowing what else to do. It saved the bridge in a sense. It also has caused the bridge to be loaded differently than it was originally designed for, as in to the back into the abutments at the arch ends. So now has caused a little bit more of a movement within the bridge because it's not being carried properly on the weight loading points.
There was definitely a fire that got lit. We knew we needed to act faster rather than kind of wait around and talk about it some more. So we started moving forward, and when we got the price tag to fix the bridge, you know, we even thought, gosh, that's a lot of money. You know, why would we spend that much money on the bridge and not to build a new playground right now? And the answer to that is back to that urgency question. You know, if we're going to lose something that has so much history, we really needed to act quickly. We were extremely fortunate enough to have half of the funding donated by a local person who does want to remain anonymous. But that's where half the funding comes from. We did plan to do more fundraising for the bridge, but the mayor was great enough to appropriate the rest of the funding from the city budget. So we were able to not have to ask the community for more donations at that time. So we are fully funded, we're ready to go, and we're gonna save the bridge, and the construction should be finished by the end of this year.
We're gonna be doing all the necessary repairs, we're doing all the site work, we're doing the grading, the new concrete, the new stone work, where you are using a local stonemason from here in Connersville. We try to involve some of the local companies around here to help us. And we'll be putting new siding on the bridge after we get all the framing and structural repairs accomplished. And there'll be new, like I said, new abutments. The ramps will be larger and longer, more accessible. We're going to add the pent roofs back in that a Kennedy Bridge normally has, that this one is missing, and that'll allow more natural light into the bridge, but also give it a little bit more visibility for protection on the inside.
Right now, what we have is a bridge that people just walk through. It is a pedestrian bridge. It's not vehicular. It's not made to withstand the weight of cars or anything like that. When we're done and the bridge is safe again for people to be on, I'm really excited. I don't know if anybody's seen other communities having events like dinners on the bridge and, you know, pictures on their bridges, and we're going to be able to do that stuff too. I already have it on our list for 2023. I want to have a dinner out here in the bridge, all lit up. It's going to be beautiful. And so we're gonna have a facility again that people can enjoy.
If all goes well, the project should be completed by the end of the year. The intersection of Highway 1 and West County Road 300 North includes a railroad crossing that is finally getting some long-needed attention. We spoke with Pete Bell, Vice President of Operations, who explained why that intersection is shut down this week.
About 3 years ago, a government body came through and made a decision to pave Harrisburg Road. In the process of paving Harrisburg Road, they paved over the track, which basically cut us off. So we had to cut through their paving to be able to move cars back and forth. And in the process of cutting through, it created quite a little bump out there, really bad. We spoke with the city, and whose responsibility it really wasn't, and they said, hey, let's get this fixed, we're going to help you with it. We spoke with the state also, and they agreed to help. So most recently we found a contractor that was willing to come in and get the job done, and we're going to begin that next week. So, I mean, it's been a long process to get it done, but I have to thank the city for stepping up and the state. Railroad crossings are truly the railroad's responsibility, but when the condition is created by something other than the railroad, I think it was very unfair for people to think that we should absorb the total cost of making those repairs. And I think the mayor recognized that. Just be aware that there is going to be construction going on, and make sure you look at the detour signs so that you know where you're going.
We encourage children to participate in team sports like soccer and football, but what's available to kids who prefer individual sports? Timothy Luke and Tyler Whitaker of the Connersville Skate Park Committee are working to build a new skate park for boards and BMX bikes in Connersville.
Offit's Park, baby.
Offit's Park.
That's right. Offit's Park.
It's got plenty of stuff, or plenty of open space. It's got a driveway. It can have a little gazebo with it.
Walking path. I mean, Newcastle could fit in there twice.
It's more on the side town where there's going to be kids wanting to ride a lot. Because, I mean, growing up, there was, 20 to 50 kids a day with us in big groups.
Yep.
And now there's nothing really. I mean, you might find 10 or 15 out.
They all kind of gave up hope.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring that hope back.
There is dirt trails here in town. There's several of them.
BMX are maintained.
Hidden.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of older people, they do know where they're at.
Top secret information.
Grew up in the 80s and 90s riding bikes, but
there's no
set price.
Yeah,
I mean, depends how big you want to go
and what you want in it, really.
Yep.
Probably $100,000. If we had to guess, $100,000.
And that'd be for a good large size one with a training track there for kids, for little younger generation kids to either race on. They can even take skateboards on it. They learn how to pump and get around the skate park before they even get in there. It's good warm-up stuff. Older people can do it.
It's good for cardio, leg strength, hip strength. Connersville needs something positive, not just for youth, but for everybody. Something that can, just be a little side thing. Something just to do for fun on the side. And you can do a lot at a skate park. Let's bring some positivity and fun to this park, to the parks here.
You can find them on Facebook at Connersville Skate Park Committee. The last original township school building in Fayette County now serves as a community center in Columbia. Their annual chicken dinner fundraiser was September 10th.
We're having our annual chicken dinner fundraiser, and it's to help maintain the building. This is the last historical school building left in Fayette County that's still standing, and it was turned into a community center.
I love the school here. When I went to school here in the 3rd grade, the 5th grade, and the 6th grade, and I absolutely loved it.
We rent it for events. We're having a wedding here next weekend.
Okay.
So they rent it for baby showers and birthday parties and just any event.
Thank you for joining us for TV3 News Journal. Now, here's Brad Coulter, looking back.
Hi, I'm Brad Coulter, and this is Looking Back. October 27, 1906 was a great day in transportation history in Connersville, Indiana. On this date, the Indianapolis and Cincinnati traction line, or as it would be called, the Interurban, came to town. The line had two divisions. One would serve Shelbyville and Greensburg. The other division would serve Rushville and Connersville. In the preceding 2 years, right-of-way had been purchased and track had been built. So on the first day, the cars passed the McFarland Hotel about 4:10 p.m. A turntable or turnabout was located at 6th and Water Street, and a station was built there. But most people boarded at Connersville's busiest corner at the McFarland 6th and Central Avenues. The cars ran on an hourly basis. The car was touted to have electric heat and lights and wide upholstered seats. The line was originally set to extend to Cincinnati, but a clear path was never set, and Connersville was the end of the line. The car would be turned at 6th and Water and would safely start heading back west to Indianapolis. It hauled a considerable amount of goods, including at times livestock. Milk, flour, and other staples were transported on local cars between whistle stops. In 1911, Dale Cemetery was opened. As autos and hearses were not yet widespread, funeral cars were able to be requested for long trips. These funeral cars would haul caskets to Dale Cemetery for a service and a burial. The last car to carry passengers left the city on December 31st, 1931. The next day, January 1st, 1932, a bus line was started to take the place of the traction line. This was brought about by the increasing speed of automobiles and the need to replace outdated line equipment. Although the line only served the city for 25 years, its storied history remains fresh in the minds of many.